Hi, my name is Angelina. I'm originally from Mexico, Oaxaca, but I was raised in Oceanside since I was 3 years old, and this is where I live. I had seen a transsexual. I didn't even know about transsexuals. I saw this woman, and she was beautiful. Like, I was just blown by her beauty, so I was like, wow, she's really pretty. And a friend's like, that's not a girl, that's a transgender. I was like, what's a transgender? So he explained it to me. It's a male who lives his life as a female, and I was like, wow. And I was just blown away. I was like, I want to be beautiful, so I guess now I'm a transgender. I've always been attracted to masculinity, so I guess I've always felt feminine, but I didn't realize it was categorized as transsexual. I never really took the initiative to actually educate myself on what exactly I was. I just knew I felt feminine. I knew when I lay down, I want to lay down like a girl, but I knew it wasn't right because I don't think a guy should act like a girl. So when I was a guy, I acted like a guy, and when I'm a female, obviously I'm acting like a female. Just like your average guy, I've always tried. I did sports in high school. I liked cardio sports, which were like the cross country, track, swimming, wrestling, dance team. Dance team might have been a little feminine, but I liked it. I went out with older men. I liked older men. So when I was in high school, instead of going to the movies, like a 35-year-old would pick me up and we would go to a nice restaurant and eat and stuff like that. My life turned around like completely. Like, I think you destroyed the person who you were, and you kind of like try to make a new one. So it's like you lived your life all your life, but suddenly it feels like you're only 0 years old. Like you're starting new, like from scratch. I started dressing up little by little. I was working in a restaurant called Soup Plantation, and I told them about my transition, and they were very, very, very nice about it. And I would dress up as a girl, looking like a boy, obviously, because I was bald, I had no hair. I met my first boyfriend in a club, and this gentleman was older than me. I was maybe a year ago, which was like maybe turning into 19, and he was 10 years older than me. He didn't have a job. He had gotten out of prison 6 years ago. And I took care of him, and that was a big mistake. I think that was one of the biggest, not mistakes, but biggest changes in my life. He did drugs. I used to have a drug addiction, and he kind of made me go back into that. And after that, it was just downhill. Like, I lost my job. I lived with my family. I got kicked out. My mom always accepted me of who I am. It's just she doesn't want drugs, obviously, like no parents want. And I left with him. I ran away, having nothing. Like, I was naive. I didn't even know what to do. So that weekend, he got arrested and he went back to prison, which he still is. And I have nowhere else to go, so I knew a transsexual where I lived with her, there was prostitution and there was a drug dealer. So I mean, it was a madhouse. It was drug dealers coming in, there was prostitution men coming in. It was horrible. Like, I was raised in a place where my mom gave me good values, and I saw these things and I was like, I guess the world is not so beautiful. Like, and I didn't have a job. I didn't have anybody. And I met this guy. He was a drug dealer. And he loved me right away. He instantly fell in love with me. And he would come every day, take care of me. He would give me $10 to eat. I liked his company. We just talked for hours and hours. And I once again fell into drugs, but this time it kind of got a little bit heavier because he was a drug dealer, so the quantity was larger. Like, I could easily do $300 worth of drugs a night. And that's just crazy. I lived with him for a year, almost a year. And that's when I really, really realized a lot about myself, because I lived with somebody as my husband, I guess. And with the drugs, it's just a world that's really, really dark, and you never want to be in drugs. And he started hitting me, and it was the first time it kind of took me back. I saw this person who said, like, loved me, and I felt I loved him, but he abused me, like, sometimes sexually and sometimes physically, and it was something that I realized. I was like, I used to see this kind of things on TV, and I was like, why are girls taking it? They're stupid. But when you're in that situation, you're different. You feel vulnerable. You feel like, oh, I need to be with this person. He's taking care of me. It's okay, but it's not. So the weekend before I left him, I decided I was gonna go to TJ to prostitute. I was like, fuck it. I don't know what to do. I just know I don't want to be with him. So before I went to TJ, I met this transgender in San Diego who she helped transgenders help getting their lives back together, and she really liked me, so she let me stay at her house. And little by little, I did prostitution over the internet, and I was natural. I made men happy, and they responded with giving me money. And this transgender that I lived with suddenly turned on me. She's like, I made more money than her because she did the same thing. And she kicked me out. I kind of was shocked, but I was like, it's okay. I've been through that kind of stuff with transgenders, and I had enough money to be on my own, so I'm getting slowly my life back together. Hopefully, really establishing a job where I could like see myself having a career. I'm planning on being a dancer. I wish that's my dream goal. I guess like they say, you have to leave your doors open to new opportunities. So right now I'm just really happy to have my family back. I don't have much, but I'm living independently, and I'm just the happiest I've ever been. Drug free. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now.